and Happy New Year, all you iFiddle readers out there. This is Tom Morley. I'm your regular contributor to iFiddle magazine. My passion is Irish traditional fiddle tunes, and I love to show simple ones that are easy and fun to play for you beginning Irish fiddle players out there. And for the first tune of the new year, I have picked a march. Here over the last year, we've learned all the different styles that there are in Irish fiddling. It's an amazing genre because there's so many ways you can play. You can play jigs, you can play reels, polkas, barn dances, and I've tried to show a variety of these hornpipes. I think in our last lesson we had hornpipes. But there's still a couple really neat styles to introduce to you guys over the next few months. And a really fun kind of tune is a march. And you can actually imagine people marching to these kind of tunes, and it's a great way to break up a session or mix up the jigs and reels, is to play a simple march style tune. That tune is called the March of the Crows, and I love that imagery. You just heard me play the tune, and I can just imagine a line of crows slowly marching across a cornfield or something, almost like in a cartoon. I first heard this tune played by Kevin Burke, a master Irish fiddler, one of my heroes, on one of his early albums that he did, his solo albums, and I really fell in love with it. Now, he plays with a lot of ornaments, and of course, to learn it as a beginning Irish fiddler, we're going to take those ornaments out, simplify it, and make it a little easier to play. The very last time I play it today, I think I will add some of the ornaments that Kevin Burke added so that you can see how you can make it even more interesting. But it's a great tune for the beginner, and especially if you're trying to learn to play tunes by ear. Of course, we have the music provided here on the pages of iFiddle magazine, but this is a great one I've noticed with a lot of my students lately, even ones who have had trouble playing by ear, have been able to learn the March of the Crows pretty easily. It's based on a scale that we hardly ever use in Irish music, and it's a pure C major scale, but the minor version of it. So it's a pretty mournful sound. That's a sad way to start the new year, I guess, but that's how you have it. So the tune itself has this kind of melancholy, mournful sound, as I said. It's made up of little bundles of notes that you can learn all by themselves, and then you stick it all together and you've got the tune. It's also in a very interesting form. Most of the tunes I've taught so far, and indeed the majority of tunes in Irish traditional music, are 8 measures for a first section, and you repeat that, then 8 measures for a second section, and you repeat that, and then the tune is done. This tune is kind of what you call AABAA form. You'll play the first part twice, you'll play the second part only once, then you'll revisit the first part and play that 2 more times before the tune is actually ended. And even when it ends on the wrong note, kind of on purpose, to give the whole tune kind of a suspended, is it over or is it not over kind of quality. So that's what makes it fun. Let's learn some of those bundles of notes that make up the March of the Crows. The main set of notes you're going to use over and over again is open A, first finger B, low second C natural, and D. So that's the main set of notes, and that's going to help you to learn the tune pretty quickly by ear. So you work your way up to the C natural, and that's where the tune starts. And the first bundle of notes is this right here. So that's C, B, A, B, C, B, C, 2, 1, open 1, 2, 3, 2. So that little melody is strictly on the A string and made up of C, B, A, B, C, D, C. Very simple. So you do that little melody twice in a row, and I'll help you put this all together in just a few minutes. The second little melody, the second bundle of notes, starts just like the first bundle, but then travels down on your fiddle. right in a row, A, G, E, so you never use your second finger on the D string for any part of this tune. So let's listen to those two parts. If you do each one twice, you'll have learned the first 6 measures of the tune. Here we go. Then there's the first 4 measures. The next 2 measures are just like the first 2. Then you stop there. Now let's add a triplet. That's where you have your bow should be right near the tip, and you'll go triplet. You'll do the Irish little treble or triplet there at the tip. So that'll lead you into the last group of notes. That's probably the trickiest set of notes. Let me play that for you again. So that's C to open A, then walk up, then walk down, then go to open A, G, and then the last couple notes are very memorable. 1, 3, 3, 1, open on the D string. So here it is in the triplet again. So there's the whole first section. You do that section twice, and I'm going to play it for you right now. You can try playing along. Let's start on that C natural. 1, ready, play. There's the A section, and of course we're going to come back and play that again at the end. As I said, it's the beginning of the march and it's the end of the march. So there we go with the fiddle cam that my good friend Michael is using on me. You get to see my fingers just the way they would look right down, looking at down your own nose. So hopefully that has helped you to see what I'm using. The entire melody, though, has been on the D string and A string, mostly on the A, and then you finally go down to the D for a couple notes. Well, let's learn that second part now. It's extremely repetitive and is mainly made up of open A's and C's. You put it on and you take it off, and then you've got the whole melody. Then do it again. Then a B. Then start again. And here's probably the trickiest part. You play open A, E, C. Let me play that for you a few times. It's the only time in the entire tune when you play 2 open strings in a row. And in fact, it's the only open E you get in the whole tune as well. So that'll help you memorize that little bundle at the end of that 4-measure phrase. A, E, C, E, D. And of course, you do go back and forth with your bow. You'll be changing strings for every note. Whether you decide to slur any of those or do them separate, you still have to change for every note. But there you go. The 4-measure phrase has the open A to C over and over again. The first one ends on just a big plain B. The last one ends with that. So let's put that all together and see what that sounds like. The B section starts on open A, ready, and... There's the B. Then you do it again. guess what you do? And you go back into the A section of the tune. So a pretty neat tune. What I like to do with it, I do like to use grace notes. In the second section particularly, Kevin Burke put a lot of grace notes in, and I think it helps make the B section in particular almost sound like bird calls. So you go. So every time I went in between those two C naturals, I flicked my third finger before I played the second one, and that made it into a grace note. There's a lot of ways that we can talk about the ornaments in the Irish traditional tunes, and I've hardly even brought them up in a whole year. That's because I think the actual melodies of the tunes are much more important than the ornaments. But it's time to start learning some ornaments, I think, in this new year. So you can flick your third finger. A classical violinist would try to make a beautiful perfect note. But as an Irish fiddler, we can kind of throw our finger on there and make more of a just a quick, almost a choked sounding to that note. So don't worry about making a perfect, beautiful third finger grace note if you're a classical violinist and you're learning to play these Irish tunes. Let me play that B section for you, and I'll put my third finger ornament in there, and you'll see what I mean. That really changes it up instantly, doesn't it? It's pretty cool. And that's one of the kind of rules that Irish fiddle players love to put into force there. If you've got two of the same note, you're going to play one note and then you're going to play it again, then you want to go ahead and flick a finger in there and put an ornament in there. All right, so here we go. I'm going to play the whole tune for you, and good luck. I hope you enjoy learning the March of the Crows. 1, 2, 3. So I hope you march into the new year with your fiddle in hand. Thanks again from me, Tom Morley, for watching my video here at iFiddle, and we'll see you next month for another one. Bye.